Welcome back to the Goonerverse, everyone. The fixtures are out. Arsenal's fixture list is out. Hand of Arsenal broke the news about an hour ago, but I thought I'd still hold on because we're going to get the confirmation of all the other fixtures for all the other teams, get an idea of what the run-in looks like. But having originally titled this live stream as Arsenal have a tough start, and look, I don't think it's an ideal start. I actually think the fixture list looks good. I know it kind of sounds crazy, right? How can you have a good fixture list after, when everyone's going to play all teams? Everyone's going to play 38 games. Everyone's going to play everyone once at home, once away. And what's kind of the point over analysing it? But I think you can get particular games at particular times. I think you can look at run-ins. I think you can look at where the season is more congested, typically with games, and what trips you're going to have to do in those kind of moments. And I think you can have more ideal fixture lists, if I'm honest. I think one thing that went for Arsenal last season, while we had an incredibly difficult start, and I think that first 10 to 12 games, we wiped out so many big fixtures. One thing that made that actual fixture list ideal was that we played those games when we seemed to be in our best form and we kind of felt our best. And even though we struggled for a lot of the final bit of the season, the fixture list was more ideal. So even though we weren't really at our best, I think we kind of knew how to get the job done, and we didn't have really, really tough games. On the other hand, City had to travel to Bournemouth, who were in great form. That's a great example, right? City ended up going to Everton, who weren't amazing, but were fighting for European football in some way, and then Bournemouth at the same time. We went to Bournemouth and Everton at a time where they were doing okay, Everton, not great. We won there 1-0 fairly comfortably. And then we went to Bournemouth when I think they were really kind of struggling before they went on this unbeaten run. So timing of fixtures can be really, really important. Now, we don't know what form these teams are going to be in when we face them, but we can have a good idea for when those trickier fixtures have shown up. So we're going to go through it all now. And the first thing I want to do is shout out Hand of Arsenal, once again, has come in with the news. And I like this graphic. In a little bit, we'll look at the Arsenal, because Arsenal will have announced it. I mean, that will be coming through any second now. And I think it's probably worth just double checking that they are exactly the same, even though I don't doubt Hand of Arsenal once. Here we go. Yeah, looks like it's all come through exactly as was said by Hand of Arsenal. Let's just have a little look if I can get this here. Right, cool. Yeah, Arsenal have got it on their website too. So we'll have a look at their website in a sec. And just go through the particular dates, because I think that's going to be important too. But let's just start with the order of the fixtures before we talk about the dates and everything. So we start with Coventry at home, which I believe all reports are saying is going to be on a Friday night. So Arsenal will kick off their Premier League campaign on a Friday night at the Emirates. But what I really like is they're ending it at the Emirates too. Let's see if I can just... Here we go. Can you see? Yeah. I just love that we've got Brighton at home and Coventry at home. I love starting at the Emirates and I love ending at the Emirates. Just because, well, we started and ended away, didn't we? We started away at Man United and ended away at Palace. I do kind of wonder whether there should be just like an unwritten rule. If you start at home, you end away. And if you start away, you end at home. But anyway, doesn't matter. Arsenal this season get to start and end at the Emirates. So if we do go back to back, we will be lifting the Premier League trophy in front of our fans, something we didn't get to do last season. We just won it. Can we just enjoy it for a little bit longer? Here we are already talking about next season, but yes, a month ago, which is last season, we've lifted it at Selhurst Park. So I'm happy about this. I think Yazinha's reacting to me saying, can we not just enjoy it for a little bit longer? Right? It feels like we're straight in it. But okay, here we go. Cool. Let's talk about that start then. So, Coventry at home. Now, the reason I said tough start was because of Villa away, Chelsea at home. That had got leaked last night. But I kind of maintain that it is quite tough, because then you've got Sunderland away and Brighton away straight away. Now, the thing is, any Premier League game away is going to be tough. It just is. So I think they could have put almost any clubs there and I would have gone, tough start. But the reality is, Villa away has always just been an awkward place for us to go. We lost there last season. We've lost there quite a few times under Arteta, despite getting the odd win. But when we did face them as the second game of the season and first away game of the season, in 24-25, that was 2 years ago, we actually went and won there. I remember 2-0, goals from Trossard, and who got the second? Trossard scored to make it 1-0. I can't remember. Anyway, I actually can't remember. Whatever, we won. I remember watching it with Alex. So Villa, so we won that game 2-0. Chelsea, anyway, so we've done Villa away as first game of the season before and won. I mean, but the thing is, it's Champions League chasing Aston Villa, who, got Champions League last season, who, yes, we might have Morgan Rogers. That would be kind of interesting, wouldn't it? Kind of one of his first games as Arsenal. It was Partey who scored. It could be very interesting if we have Rodgers in the door, whether he's kind of going to be starting away at Villa so soon. I remember fearing Rodgers when we were facing them, back, 2 seasons ago. I remember thinking, my word, he could cause us problems, and he did. But to be fair, he could be playing for Arsenal in this game now. And then Chelsea at home. Now, Chelsea at home, the thing is, it's 10th place at home. That's one way to look at it. The other way to look at it is, it's Chelsea, and that's never easy. You're going to have a Cole Palmer who's had a whole summer off. You're going to have a team that is, João Pedro as well have had a summer off. Esteval would have had a summer off. You have a group of players who are revitalised under Marcos Alonso, former Chelsea player, Xabi Alonso. And so I expect them to come with good ideas and a good energy. However, they'll be kind of new into the Alonso ideas. So hopefully playing. I think if this were away, I'd be really kind of nervous about this one. I think, man, they're going to be really, really up for this. But I actually think the fact that it's at home, I feel a little bit better about it. But still, Chelsea, never disrespect, it's going to be tough. And Sunderland, one of the toughest places to go last season as well. They got Europa League football in the end, I think finishing 7th maybe, I think. So that's not going to be easy, and Brighton we will struggle with a little bit. So I do think that is an awkward start, because what you have to remember is we're doing this with probably Declan Rice and Bukayo Saka certainly not at their match fit best. For the start of the season, we played a World Cup. We know the injuries they've carried off the back of last season going into this tournament. Still feels ridiculous saying last season when we've only just lifted the trophy, but here we go. And so we're going to either hope the signings get up to speed really, really quickly, or, and it sounds awful, that, because obviously I want England to do well, but that these nations where Arsenal teams are playing don't go very far, and that they can come back and have a decent pre-season and be ready to go. Obviously players like Calafiori will be fit, but Gabriel, Saliba is at the World Cup. Ben White and Timber have injuries going into this pre-season already. Declan Rice, Zubimendi, they're at the World Cup. England and Spain will probably go far. Erdegaard's at the World Cup. Eze's at the World Cup. Saka's at the World Cup. I mean, Gyökeres at the World Cup. Havertz at the World Cup. So I do worry from the perspective of a lot of players could go far in the tournament and not be match sharp for what is this cluster again. Now, the thing is, Coventry in itself is awkward because they're going to be mega up for it, their first game in the Premier League in how many years. So I do think that could be a little bit awkward, and I think Arsenal are going to want to look, we knew this anyway, because they could have put any games there, and we'd have said, Arsenal need to get signings through the door quite quickly. But I think they do. I think they do need to try and have some players bedded in quite quickly, because I think we're going to have some key players just not at their very best, if available to start for those opening games. And I do think, having got the title wrapped up, I don't want to see Arsenal just feeling like we'll just do everything to get these players on the pitch. I think we can be a little bit more sensible. Anyway, and there are rumours that Saliba is having surgery as well. So we will see about that. But for all my, that's a bit of an awkward start, and we've got the World Cup games and, Villa, Chelsea, Sunderland. I actually think the rest of the fixture list has lined up really nicely for Arsenal. So if we go through, we then got Brighton away, Leeds at home, Forest away, Everton at home, Liverpool away. So that is just kind of, you're going back and forth with away and home, away and home. There's nothing there that I think is like massively. But I'm expecting Arsenal to win 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I think Arsenal should win their first 8 games. Now, they probably won't. That's not how the Premier League works. There will be a drop point here or there. There might even be a tricky start. Arsenal might even make a slow start to this season. But there aren't fixtures there where I'm going, yeah, if you draw, it's kind of not fine, but you know what I'm saying. Basically, I'm going to those games hoping, very hopeful Arsenal can win. But then Liverpool away comes up. Now, if I'm to guess, we're going to have a look quite soon on when the dates are for these fixtures. But if I'm to guess, I'm going to say that takes us through to about mid-September. I'm going to say this is about mid-end of October, this Liverpool game. And I think that's lined up quite nicely. I'll tell you why. I think what you don't want to do, and I think this is true of Man City as well, I think you don't want to face Liverpool and City, who have class players but have new managers. I don't think you want to face them too early, like as in those first 3-4 games, where they're kind of really up for it under the new manager and everyone's trying to prove a point, and there's kind of just an amazing energy about the club because they've got the new signs, they've got the new manager. But also I think you want to play them too late when actually it started to click and they're starting to really understand what the manager's ideas are. So I think that this game here, Liverpool away and Man City at home, have actually sat themselves really, really nicely. I think it will be before Iraola and Maresca have fully got their feet under the table, have fully got an idea for what their best team is, for the ideas of getting across to the team and all that. But also, I don't think there's going to be that new manager bounce in the sense of, like when we faced Michael Carrick's Man United, like they're just playing with so much freedom and loving it. And like that was just arguably, along with City having played them the week before, it was just arguably the worst time for both teams to play Manchester United. Whereas after 6-7 games, the football started to get a little bit stale as people started to understand what Man United were about. So I actually think those games have lined up nicely. Now, the other way to look at it is Everton at home, Liverpool away, Hull at home, Newcastle away, City at home, Brentford away, Tottenham away. And that's it. That in itself is quite awkward. I think we're really looking at this run here where you've got Liverpool away, Newcastle at home, City at home, and Tottenham away in 4 out of 7 games. But I think they're nicely enough spread because City is one of the home games. These two are in London. So actually, when you look at it, it's only 2 trips out of London in that run of 1, 2, 3, 4, in that run of 7 games. That, is awkward. But I think Arsenal can manage that. Like I only said, only 2 of those games outside of London in that run of 7. Then you've got Bournemouth at home. Then you've got Man United at home. That's in London. Then you've got Palace at home. That's in London. Then you've got Fulham away. That's in London. Then you've got Ipswich at home. That's in London. Brentford at home. That's in London before you go away to Hull again. So I actually think this cluster of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6... So this run of 14 games actually isn't bad. I think I've just counted we leave London 2-3 times. And that's going to be crucial because it's in the midst of the Champions League games as well. The Champions League games will be coming thick and fast. Carabao Cup, 3rd, 4th, quarter-final rounds, all that to come. I think that looks quite good. And that takes us to over halfway. So we're looking now at entering, that's the Christmas period and that's going into sort of mid-January as well. So I think that has lined up pretty nicely for Arsenal in terms of travel, in terms of the separation between fixtures. I don't see a really, really horrible run. I think that's okay. I think that's actually gone quite nicely for Arsenal. No. Hull's away. That's the first time we go away. So this one's at home. So in this run of 14, we've got, let me just count. 1, 2, 3. We've got 3 games outside of London in a run of 14. And we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 games in a row in London in what is like a really clustered period of Champions League and Christmas games. I think that has lined up quite nicely for us. Okay. So then we have what looks like our nastiest run of the season. We're going to have Newcastle at home, City away, Liverpool at home. Luckily, 2 of them are at home. And that's what I like. Once upon a time, when I look at last season, we had this like horrible cluster. We had, for example, Newcastle away, followed by, I can't remember who we played at home. Who did we play at home first game of the season? I can't remember. But we had... Yes, Leeds at home, 5-0. So Newcastle away, Man United away, Leeds at home, Liverpool away, Forest at home, Newcastle away. Sorry, City at home, and then Newcastle away. So we had like 3 massive away games. We were talking about this kind of, difficult cluster of games. They were more often than not coming as away games. So what I like is that at least with this 3 in a row, 2 of them are at home. Then we go to Ipswich, then we host Fulham, then we go to Manchester United. I think, look, Man United will either be having one of the seasons they've had often in the last few years, or actually it's not happening for Carrick and they're crumbling, but they're kind of sticking by him, or they're really in shape. They're looking really good. They're now well over a year with Michael Carrick, and that could be a very difficult place to go, and I never think Old Trafford is easy. Followed by Palace at home, Chelsea away. Again, so this is where suddenly... Okay, let's go back a sec. Let's go back to Tottenham away here. Firstly, I'm really glad that we got Tottenham away first and then Tottenham at home later. We so often play the home game first, and I'm really glad that this has flipped for once. Now, with this one here, again, I'm quite hopeful that, like I said with City and with Liverpool, that De Zerbi, the kind of early romance of De Zerbi and the manager bouts and all that, hopefully that has just sort of trickled away and past. The inevitable struggles that come with any new manager are starting to kind of kick in, and maybe, just maybe, we might face them at a decent time. But here, I'm thinking Alonso is going to have got his message into the players at this point. They'll have no European football. They should be quite fresh. So I think that's going to be quite a tricky one. We then have Sunderland at home. We then have Coventry away. We then have Villa at home. We then have Bournemouth away. Spurs at home. Leeds away. Forest at home. Everton away. Brighton at home. So how's the running looking? Unai Emery and Villa in a running, I just never like. I like that we had that wrapped up by the end of 2025. So, yeah, Villa and Emery in a running is just typical shithousery, but hopefully we can just, at least it's at home. Now, Bournemouth away and Everton away. I mean, these are 2 games in the running that City slipped up in, so we're going to have to learn from that. But will Everton be as good next season? Let's see. I mean, maybe. David Moyes is a very good manager. They'll certainly be at a very competitive level, and that's not going to be easy with with 2 games to go. But Bournemouth away, we don't know what they're going to be like under Rose, and I expect them to maybe lose another player or 2 this summer. So let's see. Tottenham at home with 5 games to go. At least it's at home. You would think that that's going to be one of the most lively North London derbies that the Emirates will have had for a little while. But then otherwise, I have to say, I think that's a really ideal run-in. From when so Chelsea, like I said, it's difficult. Then when's the last 10? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So these are the last 10 here. So the way I look at it is tricky, Chelsea away for sure. But then I think you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 home games in 9, of which, the away games, there's every chance at Coventry, Bournemouth, Leeds, Everton. There's every chance that they're sort of like not in a relegation battle, but not low enough that they're kind of like fighting for every point. So just in that kind of mid-table tier, potentially. I don't expect... Actually, Coventry will probably go... I don't know. No, I don't. No, I haven't. Sorry, I haven't predicted Coventry to go down. I don't think Coventry will go down. So actually, that might have lined up quite nicely. I don't know. Listen, it's so difficult. It's so difficult, isn't it? I want to win the league title against Spurs. I mean, could we? I doubt it. There'll still be 15 points to play for. But could we win it that early? I think Liverpool won it with 4 games to go. Maybe not 5 games to go. But let's see. Arsenal would have to do something pretty special. Confirmation of, the 1st of May. Okay. Wow, Spurs in May. Well, anyway, people, those are the fixtures. We're going to have a little look at the dates now in just a second, just to really kind of confirm all that. But, I mean, let me know your thoughts in the comments. What do you make of that fixture list? I think it's lined up quite nicely in terms of when we're facing the Iraolas and Marescas of this world, when we're facing Tottenham. I think the running looks pretty good. I'm genuinely quite happy with that. I really am. And I don't really know what I mean. I just, having seen enough fixture lists come out, I feel quite good about it. Let's go to Let's take it to the big screen share. So this is everything on the Arsenal website. So to confirm, we kick things off on Friday against Coventry. We then face Villa on the 29th of August. So here we go. Chelsea at home, Sunderland away, Brighton away. That's September. Then there's a big break. So this is something we need to remember too. There's a huge break, almost a month, because of the international break being longer because they're doing 2 international breaks, not 3. So because they're only doing 2, there's a huge break where then we don't kick a ball till the 10th of October against Leeds. So then it's Leeds at home, Forest away, Everton at home, Liverpool away. And a nice week between all those games. So yeah, my prediction that Liverpool would be mid-end of October was correct. Then we go to Hull, Newcastle City. Not too bad in November whatsoever, but again, there's an international break right there. Then with December, let me just check something cool. Then with December, this is where I've mentioned not leaving London is going to be quite good for us in this cluttered period. So, City at home, London. London, 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 London. Yes, good. Arsenal are not travelling they're not travelling far and they're not leaving London between the 28th of November and the 16th of January when they finally do. Now, of course, there are Champions League games. Of course, there could be a Carabao Cup game, but that is so good. The fact that we could have had, you could have Hull away, you could have Newcastle away, you could have Liverpool away, you could have Brighton away, Bournemouth away. You could have any of those games popping up in that cluster, and we don't. So when it gets really busy for Arsenal, we are staying put. That is really, honestly, I think that is such a massive, massive, massive benefit for Arsenal. I really, really, really believe that. I think that is going to be so, so ideal. Delighted with that. Really delighted with that. Cool. Then, January, again, we had 9 games in January last year. So that was a really, really, really cluttered time of the season for us. We've got 2 home games, a trip to Hull, which you're expecting to win. I'm sure won't be easy. Followed by Newcastle at home and then City away. It's not too bad. 3 home games out of 5. And we see what we're doing with the Champions League. The FA Cup kicks off. We'll see if we're in the Carabao Cup knockouts again. Let's see. Then we go to February. Liverpool at home, Ipswich away, Fulham at home, United away. I think is fine. I mean, I think it's split nicely home and away. Obviously, United away is going to be tricky. I'm glad it's not really spilling into March. I know it sounds a bit silly, but that's kind of when it feels like the run-in really starts. Now, at some point, there should be another international break, but it doesn't look like there is. Maybe there isn't. So then we've got Palace at home, Chelsea away, Sunderland at home. We don't leave London in March. Then in April, we've got Coventry away, Villa at home, Bournemouth away, followed by a really, really busy May. Spurs at home, Newcastle away, Forest at home, Everton away, Brighton at home. I don't think that's a bad run-in whatsoever. I know this is tricky. I know any North London derby's awkward. I hear it. De Zerbi has come. Remember, De Zerbi has come to Arsenal, as the away team in May when we've been in a title race and won 3-0 with Brighton. So you absolutely don't overlook them. Villa has come to Arsenal in a run-in with Unai Emery and won 2-0. Bournemouth have been a problem in the run-in for us. Brighton, we have dropped points many times at home to Brighton. Everton, we saw what happened with City. So trust me, I don't rule out. I don't look at any of those as just gimmies. Yeah, win-win. No Premier League game is a win. No Premier League game is a gimme for me. But I do think that has lined up pretty nicely. And I think some are saying that is Hand of Arsenal in the chat. Hey, let's show him some love. Where is he? You're a joker, my friend. Hope you're well, Hand of Arsenal. Hope all is good. Give me your opinion if you're still here, mate. Am I right to feel that this is lined up quite nicely? Anyway, big up Hand of Arsenal. Everyone go give him a follow. Doing unbelievable work. A lot of it we are referencing here on the channel. So a big thank you to Hand of Arsenal for his fantastic updates. Listen, I think they've lined up quite nicely. But the only way we're going to know if they've genuinely lined up quite nicely is to look at how the other fixtures have gone. So give me a second while I just go on Sky Sports, where normally they have all the fixtures. So let's see for every club what they've got. So I want to look at... So just very quickly, actually, let's look at this here. Right, can you all see this? So the opening fixtures are Arsenal versus Coventry on Friday night, Hull versus Man United Saturday midday, Everton Palace, Ipswich Sunderland, Forest Leeds, Brentford Tottenham. Brentford Tottenham is the 5:30 game. That will be interesting. On Sunday, we've got City Bournemouth, Newcastle Liverpool, and then Fulham Chelsea. Some good games. Some good games to open things up. Now, what I really want to see is City and Liverpool's fixtures. So there's Liverpool. Here's City. Right. I really want to see how their fixtures are lining up. Here we go. So they start with Bournemouth at home, Palace away, Coventry at home, United away, Sunderland at home, Liverpool away. That's their first 6. But there is a big break between Sunderland and Liverpool. So, yeah, I think that's an awkward-ish start. They've got Palace away, United away, and Liverpool away. All, but I know we don't know what Palace will look like, obviously, but they've got a good manager in. So, yeah, awkward-ish start, but they get 2 massive away games out of the way. Let's look at what their Christmas looks like. Obviously, they travel to Arsenal in November. Their Christmas: Leeds at home, Brentford away, Chelsea at home, Hull at home, Newcastle away, Everton away. It's an awkward Christmas, followed by Tottenham at home and Leeds away. It doesn't look like they travel too much, but yep, some awkward games in there. So the question is their running. They've got Everton at home, Coventry away, Man United at home late in March, Bournemouth away, Palace at home, Chelsea away, Brentford at home, Liverpool at home, Ipswich away, Villa at home, Sunderland away. I don't think that's too bad. They've got 3 home games in the last 5. I think that's the same with Arsenal. Sunderland away could be tricky on the final day, and I'm glad they're not ending the season at home. I suppose Liverpool and Villa could be awkward. I imagine they'll definitely be fighting for something. I think this could be relevant to the title race, so that could be huge. And Chelsea away. So look, I prefer our running, but it's not the worst running in the world. Let's look at Liverpool's running. Apologies, the internet's just taking a second. A big thank you to all of you who are tuning in. I really, 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 really appreciate it. Let's just see if I can get this on my phone quick. No, it's just taking a second. Apologies, everyone. What's going on? All right, let's do it from here. Oh, that's why. By the way, that is going to be bloody good. I'm going to react to it on a James B channel. Let's look at Man United's running, because I'm keeping an eye on them too. And then we'll wrap up this stream. So, Man United. They start with, I think they got an ideal start. They start with Hull away, Ipswich at home, Everton away. I mean, City at home, Fulham. Actually, that's not that ideal. 3 away games in the first 5, with Hull away, newly promoted, Everton away, City at home, and Fulham away. It's not that ideal. Then they host Tottenham, then they go away to Leeds, then they host Bournemouth, then they go away to Chelsea, then they host Villa, and they go away to Liverpool. So they'll have done Liverpool away, Chelsea away, Tottenham at home, and City at home, and Everton away, all by the end of November. Christmas, they then got Newcastle away. Wow. They go to the Emirates in December. But otherwise, doesn't look too bad. So what's their run-in looking like? Sunderland away, Everton at home, City away in March. Hull at home, Ipswich away, Palace at home. That's pretty good, isn't it? Coventry away, Bournemouth away. So 3 away games for the last 5. Coventry away, Bournemouth away, Leeds at home, Tottenham away is tricky, and Fulham at home. Not too bad. Let's look at Liverpool. Iraola kicks things off with Newcastle away. That's tough. Then Forest at home, Ipswich away, Fulham home, Bournemouth away. Cool. then City at home, Brentford away, Brighton at home, Arsenal at home. Of course, I think they're going to make a good start, Liverpool. I do. I really think they're ones to watch this season. Their Christmas, they've got Sunderland at home, Chelsea away, Leeds at home, Tottenham at home, Hull away, Villa away. Yeah, I mean, obviously, Chelsea, Tottenham, Villa isn't ideal, but again, actually, no, that is quite tricky, to be fair. That's a tricky Christmas. That is quite a tricky Christmas. Yeah, some big games in there. They go to Man United in January. They go to Arsenal in February. So then their run-in is Villa at home, Ipswich at home, Fulham away, Newcastle at home, Forest away, Leeds away, Chelsea at home, City away, Brentford at home, Brighton away, Bournemouth at home. Again, I don't think there's a lot in it, but I think we have the slightly nicer end to the season. So there we go. I don't think we've seen anyone there that I don't think we've seen anyone there that's got like a horror end. I mean, when we ended with like United away, Tottenham away, that was in the 23-24 run-in. That was like a horror end to the season. I'm not sure anyone's got like a really, really nasty one. I think for every time we've got like an Everton away, someone else has like an awkward game in there too. So yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not sure that the fixture lists are looking like, really crazily in favour of one team or another. I don't remember seeing with City, Liverpool, or United like a really crazy run. That's the one thing Arsenal do have. They do have that Newcastle, City, Liverpool cluster. But then that's not always a bad thing, because it means you've got slightly more ideal run elsewhere. I think the really headline thing here is Arsenal don't leave London around Christmas. Between the end of November and beginning of January, mid-January, should I say, we don't leave London for a Premier League game. And the run-in looks okay. We start at home, we end at home. And we've got 4 home games in our last 7 in the run-in. So that's crucial as well. All right, well, I didn't do, people are asking me to look at Chelsea. Disrespectful of me not to. I'll sort of look at the 3 teams I think will challenge for the title. But for what it's worth, they start with Fulham away, Brighton home, then Arsenal away. And they end with Liverpool. Okay. So they're... Oh, wow. So Chelsea's last 6 are City at home, Liverpool away, Tottenham away, Everton at home, Bournemouth away, and Brentford at home. So that is awkward. All right, I'm going to leave it there. I hope you've enjoyed this, everyone. Just a little breakdown of the fixture list. Just a little reminder of what that looks like. Oh, no, I've lost it. All right, we're not going to bother. But you've seen it. Hope you've enjoyed this. Big thanks for tuning in. I really, really appreciate it. And we'll be back with a podcast tomorrow, me and Sharoy, breaking down what Arteta and Berta's transfer plans are. Yeah, looking forward to coming back with the Goonerverse podcast. Thank you all for tuning in. I really appreciate it. And I'll see you very soon.